Alright. Need to make a tier list. What are the mechanics in this set? So we have spacecrafts and space stations. New artifact type. Comes with the keyword station. They need charge counters to work. The amount varies from card to card, and it's on the left-hand side. So this worm wall sweeper, huh? This guy shows us. Can we can they be bigger? How do I make you bigger? Can you just become bigger? No? How do I make you bigger? That helped nobody. Where the heck did you just sort yourself? The end? Oh my goodness. So the card says, I don't want to visually search. Oh my god, Edge, you suck. Sure. Control twice. So there's a thing in the corner that basically says 4+. That's all great. Tap another creatures you control, put counters on it equal to its power on the spacecraft. So is it just permanently a creature once you do the thing? So it's basically a permanent crew, which is kind of dumb. It just sounds like a dumb concept. I'm very picky. Generally, you'd want it. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say at most 3. I'm reading this off of. This is card game based. I thought I had Draft Sim. This works. Warp. I can find the Mechazoa. Let's unravel. Try doing this in Forge Adventure. This got warp. You can cast this card from your hand for its warp cost. Exile this creature at the beginning of the next end step, then you can cast it from exile on a later turn. It doesn't say that's not an instant. Oh no, you play it immediately, and then it's gone. So this is a potential for serious ramp. This card is kind of gross. A lightning ball for... The only problem is there's no trample. But this looks like blue could just run you over with this kind of card. Oh. Never mind. No, it doesn't come. It still comes with summoning sickness. Okay. Void. Insatiable something. Skittermaw. Menace. Wait, at the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or a spell was warped this turn, does not say on you or not, you get a counter. So it's sort of like a weird permanent prowess. Alright. There's a Mega Man 64. Lander tokens. Galactic Wayfarer. When this enters, create a token. It's called a lander. Sacrifice this token, search your library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. This card's ridiculous. This card's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Well, no wonder people were talking about landers. Alright. Well, let's clear off the tier list. And let's start with white. Focus Fire. Deals damage to target. So our tier list, I don't like tier lists so much. We rate the cards on a 10 scale. This is a little bit more than 10 scale. Essentially, A+ is complete and utter bomb. Not like if you do not deal with this card immediately, the game is basically over. 9 is really strong stuff that isn't removed, becomes a problem, but basically loses to murder. Like it's a creature that is vulnerable. Dion would probably be pretty close to a 10 in the. It's probably like a 9.5. At any rate, we'll basically try to do that. Let's see, so this would be 8, 7. 6 would sort of be 6 and 5 are basically the line of whether or not it makes a sealed or a draft deck. And then 4 on down is basically sideboard. They have way too many things here. I don't care that much to make more determinations. So anything that's solid that I would be happy basically drafting early in a draft is going to be 5 or better. 5s aren't necessarily bad. Alright, so focus. We probably should do creatures first, maybe. Well, X is 2 plus the number of creatures under spacecraft you control. So we just had one of these cards. It was okay. It has to be a target attacking or blocking, though. It's probably decent. 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's probably just good enough. Hard Light Containment. Enhance artifact you control. When the aura enters, exile target creature an opponent controls until this aura leaves the battlefield. Permanent, enchanted permanent. Enchanted artifacts. You already have to have an artifact in play for this to work. So if someone runs Destroy Artifact, this is way too complicated. But it's very cheap to play. But it only targets creatures, so it's going to depend on how much creatures are good. It's removal, so it's probably fine. Honor. 1/1 on target creature, draw a card. It cycles, it's okay. It's probably just this. And I may move stuff around. I'm just trying to get a sense of like what's actually good in this set. When this creature enters, it's got Vigilance, it costs 1. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand and may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Each spell so has an additional cost. Each land played this way enters tapped. This, we're going to see, like, Job Select in the last set basically made cards like this very poor. How much more does it cost? It's so hard to read this. It's just 1. Seems pretty garbage. It could be good on the Boros front, but that's probably about it. Remote systems. Target artifact or creature. Okay, indestructible. This is sort of our protect spell. 2 damage to target tapped creature. Seems okay. Seam Rip. When this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Oh, that was a storm. Well, if we get stormed on, well, there's that. This enchantment enters, exile target. This seems too circumstantial. Maybe a sideboard card. Flash! Light Blade. Enters attached to target creature you control. That creature gains first strike. We saw this card in the previous set. It was bad. It works to win quickly. That's about it. It's a combat trick, functionally. And it's kind of a bad one because it only does one. So you already have to be at like parity with the card. It's not like Giant Growth or something. Starport Security. Tap target creature. Costs 4. And it can cost... This is probably... And it's a 1/1. This seems sideboardy. This is like if it's in the deck kind of thing. That... You're going to need something to make that work better. There are a lot of counters it looks in this set, though. Enters with a counter on it. When this creature dies, put its counters on something else. Playable. It's on the right stat line. It's playable. Target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. If it has a counter on it, draw a card. It's kind of just okay. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white human soldier token. Sacrifice this creature, search your library for an equipment, put it on the battlefield, and shuffle. That's a 6 cost. Oh my goodness. This is basically just average. Frigate, this is a spacecraft. That's a station. Tap into creature with charge counters. Oh my goodness. That seems hard to get. I like that it's got an anthem on it though. That's kind of nice. This seems okay. I'm going to put it up a little bit. Is just every card in this set just weak? When this enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a spacecraft card. Top 5 only? That seems like it's gonna miss a lot, but you always get at least a 2/3 out of it, so this card's probably pretty good. Pilot. Whenever it gets tapped, surveil 1. That's probably better than the average card. And it is now storming. The Sunstar Chaplain. Beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures. This just seems average, but it seems more workable than some of these other cards. When this creature enters, we get a lander token if they control more lands than we do. And it comes with landfall. I mean, this card's got the right... Everything here's got decent stat lines. Vanishing Light. Okay, well, that's probably just that. This creature gets +2/+0 as long as you cast 2 or more spells this turn. 3 cost, 2/4. I don't know what the stat lines are. I'll put it... It's probably... You only can 2 spell so much in limited. But it does have Vigilance, which does tend to be annoying. So it's probably between 5 or a 6. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, choose 1. 1/1 counter on each creature you control. This seems hard to do all the time, but even just like, if you put 1/1 counters on like 4 tunes, that's like 8/8 worth of stuff. That's pretty good. Double strike. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Seems better than average. Emergency Ejac. Destroy target non-land permanent. Controller creates a lander token. That seems bad. We got Banishing Light. This is probably bad. In fact, it might even be down here. You don't like to give your opponent free stuff. That's basically giving them a free card for their trouble. When we have other stuff that just straight up removes stuff, so it's probably bad. When this creature enters, return up to one other targeted permanent you control to its owner's hand. It doesn't have instant though, so this is potentially just average at best. It lets us replace some stuff. It's good to know it does that. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures, you gain 2 life. Average. It's a legendary. Whenever this chick, this dude, I don't even know. Whenever Halia. Anywho, anytime so okay, you get 1+1 health. Beginning your end step, draw a card if you've gained 3 or more life this turn, and it includes Warp. This is probably a better than average card. Pinnacle Star Cage. When this enters, exile all artifacts and creatures with mana 2 or less. Until this leaves, put each exiled card with this artifact into its owner's graveyard. This looks like a bomb, doesn't it? This is a rare. All artifacts and creatures that cost 2 or less. I don't know what to do with you. I'm going to assume you're better than you appear. But the problem is if people aren't playing stuff that's 2 mana or less, but that really seems like if this is in your starting hand, you're playing against somebody that plays on 1 and plays on 2, and you play this, that's immediate card advantage. I don't like that it's a double pip. But let's just set him aside somewhere. I don't know. Rayblade. Look at this guy. Whenever a non-token creature you control, with a counter on it, make a 1/1 token. Seems decent. Scout for survivors. Return up to 3 target creature cards. 3 or less. Put a counter on each of them. There are a lot of cheap things. You probably can get 2 things for it, but it's like, okay, I get a pilot and somebody else. You do get a 1/1 counter on it, so basically make a lot of these have 3 or 4 toughness or 3 or 4. I don't know. It's probably just playable. The Serenia. This is another one of these spacecrafts. When it enters, search your library for a legendary creature card. Okay, that's already pretty strong. Other tapped legendary creatures you control have indestructible. This seems very annoying. I'm going to put this... It's definitely like on the same level as Banishing Light. Zealous Display. This is going to be a really annoying instant. We're going to make a pile of good instants, I guess. This is probably a good instant. Wish I could rename these. I didn't realize it was an A+. We're just going to put anything that's like instants that we probably need to care about on the side. Like, this card isn't like crazy amazing, because the problem with this card is going to be that it doesn't give them toughness. So you're still going to have trading stuff off with it, but you might be able to get a lot of value from that card. Actually, I can just filter for instance, so let's actually just put it where I think it belongs. It's probably a sideboardy card, but someone's going to play that and blow somebody out with it. I mean, it is two across the board, but it costs 3. Be a lot better if it costs 2. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 target non-assassin creature until this. So this is a worse version. This is probably decent. When this creature enters, create a token. It's guy doesn't seem very good. Costs too much. Lux Knight Breacher. This creature enters with a 1 counter for each other creature and or artifact you control. He's potentially a bit up there. This is probably better than average. Radiant Strike. Destroy target artifact or tapped creature. You gain 3 life. Costs 4 though. Requires tapping, but it's probably decent enough. And draw a card. That's probably pretty good. Card advantage. Okay, another spacecraft. Flying and First Strike. You get a 2/2 token just for showing up. Flying and First Strike. Probably decent. When this creature enters, return target non-creature, non-permanent land. Oh, this is pretty good. The boost. This card is way too expensive, but it includes flying. Probably a sideboard card. Now exile all creatures and spacecraft. It's probably just as good as that. This is probably pretty decent. Only goes into your hand though, and it's double pip. But you could use, so what happens if we play a cycling on this? Rescue Skiff. When this enters, return target creature. Okay. Well, we know these cards are decent. Probably just goes down here. What was the... It's just a 5/6 flyer. Probably okay. It's probably a little bit better. I'm probably overrating some of these cards. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. This seems expensive. I'm kind of overrating these. Like, these 7s are just basically playable. The ones I'm most interested in are the ones that I gave 8 to, the A-. This Vanguard costs a lot, but it's okay. Alright, so that's all the white cards. It seems like white has a lot of counter business going on. Let's do this again here. Can I filter by color? Fantastic. Alright, let's go to the next. Huh? Why are these still here? I said filter tier list. Huh? Annul. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Sideboard. It's honestly should be way down. I'm just trying to keep them all in the same. This is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. That's 2 right there. That's just sideboard. Equipped creature gets a +1/+0, and they made the text too small. And I made this too small. I realized the error of my ways. Let's do this. Great. Atomic Microsizer? Whenever equipped creature attacks, choose up to 1 target creature. That creature can't be blocked this turn, but then has base... Well, there's a lot of counter business going on, so stuff that can get in. This might be niche useful. Oh, there we go. That's how to remove it. This could be niche useful. We've seen this card before. This is an upgraded version of this card. In the past, we've seen -3, but it was on... it had flash. This is probably okay. Just a delay tactic. I mean, it cycles itself. That's kind of all we're looking at here. Synthesizer lab ship. It's another station. You don't get anything putting this in play, but it's very cheap. The beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 other target artifact you control. So it gets a Mishra's effect. It really depends how many disposable artifacts you're going to have. I'm not sure this is a really good card, though. I mean, Flying and Vigilance 4/4 seems nice. It's probably decent. It's playable, you know. Cryogen Relic. When this enters or leaves the battlefield, draw a card. We've seen this card before. It's good. And on top of it, you can stun something that has been tapped. This is probably pretty decent, but it wasn't like, you know, ignore everything. Consult the star charts. Who's this guy? He's got, like, he's only missing the popped collar. This got a kicker. Look at X cards. Okay, so, like, 4 lands. You get to draw 1. If it's kicked, you get to draw 2. This card's really good. This is probably where it should be. I'd probably draft that card every time. That's a really good card. Because think about it. If you have 10 lands in play, I can look at the next 10. Heck, that might actually be a 9. That might actually be a 9. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand if it was attacking. The problem is it goes back to their hand. But it does let you target anything, which lets you reset stations and stuff. This is probably above average. And you get a 1/1 flyer for your trouble, so it's kind of free. Watch blue be the best thing in the set, and then all I end up doing is drafting blue. Counter target spell. Okay, so it's 4 spike-ish. You can't fail because you'll always get a land out of it. It's probably just okay though. Maybe even sideboard. I'm not sure you want to be chasing. I mean, that's... Let me pass turn 2 to then spend 2 mana on turn 3. That seems bad. It seems okay, you know. Emissary Escort. Okay, this is maybe one of our standard 2 plays. Plus X plus 0, where X is the greatest mana value among other artifacts you control. This is probably pretty decent, because we're going to have artifacts that cost more. Ilvoli Lightjammer. When this enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains hexproof, and it's a flash. But it's a 2-cost flash. But it also gets +1/+2, which is that's not insignificant. Also, like, it's storming outside. It's playable. It's certainly something that would probably make the deck over not making the deck. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1 counter on this creature. It almost seems weak. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, loot. I wonder how often you're actually going to be 2-spelling in this format. There's usually like 2 turns you 2-spell, and I just don't know if that guy's going to be in play. As long as an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, this creature can attack as though it didn't have Defender. This one's probably playable purely because it's probably a decent block. Whoa! Okay, I guess I gotta check the weather. So no one told me what was going on. You guys probably heard that. That was big. Oh, we might be toast here. We might actually need to stop. Wow. Wait. They are right over us. Yeah, I'm gonna save my work here. We got some storms. I'm gonna go make sure nothing stupid happens. Oh, shoot. This is where we're currently at. It's about to just storm crazy. We're probably gonna have power flip and stuff, so I hope not. I'm just gonna stop here. Maybe continue later, question marks. There's like a good hour of storms, probably.